The scream shattered the calm of the estate like broken glass. Not a scream of fear, not a scream of pain, a scream of outrage. This is unacceptable. Curtains twitched. A dog barked once, then reconsidered. Somewhere, a security guard sighed deeply. The tired sigh of a man who already knew who was screaming. Inside house number 7, under the glow of chandelier lights that cost more than some people's yearly rent, Zuri Adebayo stood barefoot on Italian tiles, holding her phone like evidence in court. Her perfectly shaped eyebrows were drawn together in betrayal. "Mommy," she said slowly, dangerously, "my smoothie is warm." Mrs. Adebayo blinked. Warm.
The blender still hummed softly on the counter. Outside, the generator purred faithfully. The house help stood frozen, afraid to breathe. "I asked for cold," Zuri continued, her voice calm in the way storms often are before they destroy villages. "Do you know what happens when antioxidants are exposed to heat?" No one answered. Zuri scoffed, flopped onto the couch and typed furiously on her phone. Worst morning ever. Zuri Adebayo was 20 years old and had never struggled a day in her life. Not because life spared her, but because her parents blocked life from touching her. Her father, Chief Ade Adebayo, was a self-made businessman. Her mother, Mrs. Ifunaya Adebayo, was elegant, wrapped in patience. They had come from nothing, and because of that, they vowed their daughter would never know hardship. That vow became a mistake. From childhood, Zuri's tears were louder than discipline. When she cried, rules bent. When she screamed, consequences disappeared. When she demanded, money answered. By age 8, she knew something powerful. If she cried long enough, adults surrendered. At school, teachers tiptoed around her. At home, staff apologized to her. In church, aunties praised her beauty. Online, followers worshipped her lifestyle. Zuri grew up believing comfort was her birthright, and people were accessories. One afternoon when she was 15, her driver arrived late. Traffic, a normal thing. Zuri entered the car silently, too silently. Halfway home, she spoke. "Uncle Tunde," she said sweetly, "do you like your job?" The man swallowed. "Yes, madam." "Good," she replied. "Then don't waste my time again." That night, Uncle Tunde was transferred. No explanation, just disappearance. Zuri never noticed. Why would she? Soft life had trained her not to look down, only forward. The first warning came disguised as laughter. It was during a family gathering. "Zuri," she said casually, "what would you do if all this disappeared?" Zuri laughed without looking up. "Disappear how? Like magic?" "No. Money, no staff, no comfort." Zuri finally looked up. "Why would that happen?" The table went quiet. Auntie Morenike smiled sadly. "Life has a way of collecting debts." Zuri rolled her eyes. "Life knows my parents." Everyone laughed, but her mother did not. Mrs. Adebayo watched her daughter that night with a fear she could not name. The news arrived on a Tuesday. Not dramatic, not loud, just final. Chief Adebayo lost everything. A business deal collapsed, partners vanished, accounts froze, properties locked. By evening, the house felt smaller. By morning, staff were gone. By night, silence filled rooms that used to echo with music. Zuri sat on the stairs listening to her parents argue in hushed voices. She had never had fear in their voices before. "Zuri," her father said the next morning, calling her to the living room. She came down slowly, annoyed. "Yes? We're sending you to your grandmother's village."
The word hit her like a slap. Village? For a while. Zuri laughed. You are joking. No one laughed back. That was the moment soft life finally betrayed her, and it did not apologize. The village did not announce itself politely. It arrived with dust. Red dust rose like smoke as the old boss groaned to a stop. Chickens scattered. A goat stared at Zuri as if personally offended by her existence. Zuri Adebayo stepped down slowly, her white sneakers instantly ruined. She froze. This was not a village. This was a punishment. The houses were quiet, low and patient. The kind of buildings that had seen many generations come and go without caring who stayed. Palm trees swayed lazily. Children ran barefoot, laughing at nothing in particular. Zuri clutched her handbag. There's no network, she whispered. The driver shrugged. Network comes when it wants. Her heart skipped. No Wi-Fi, no generator, no room service, no escape. From one of the houses emerged Mama Shade, her grandmother. She was small but solid, wrapped in faded cloth, her eyes sharp like they had been sharpened daily on reality. She looked Zuri up and down. So, she said calmly, this is the child raised by pillows. Zuri blinked. Excuse me? Mama Shade turned and walked away. Carry your bag, she added. I don't raise luggage. That was Zuri's welcome. The first night. Zuri did not sleep. The mat was thin. The air was loud. Crickets held meetings. Frogs argued. Somewhere, a baby cried without apology. Her stomach growled. She checked her phone. 2%. She plugged it in. Nothing happened. She stared at the ceiling. For the first time in her life, comfort did not respond to her call. By morning, hunger woke her fully. She walked into the kitchen, expecting breakfast. Mama Sade handed her a bucket. Go fetch water. Zuri laughed weakly. I don't do that. Mama Sade looked at her. Then you won't eat. Silence stretched. Zuri picked the bucket. The well was far. The rope burned her hands. The water was heavy. Halfway back, she dropped the bucket and cried openly. Not soft, ugly cries. A group of village girls watched her. One of them spoke. You cry like water hasn't finished crying since the beginning of the world. Zuri hated her instantly. Days passed. Zuri tried refusing chores. Hunger answered. She tried shouting. Silence answered. She tried crying. Work continued. Mama Sade was not cruel, but she was unmovable. You were raised to be served, she said one evening. Here you will learn to serve yourself. Zuri burned food. She spilled water. She fell in the mud. She was laughed at. At first, she thought the villagers were wicked. Then she noticed something. They laughed, but they helped. They corrected, but they did not insult. They expected effort, not perfection. One afternoon, Zuri fainted from exhaustion. When she woke, her head rested on Mama Sade's lap. The old woman wiped her sweat gently. You are not weak, she said. You are just unused. Those words followed Zuri like a shadow. The real lesson came one evening. Zuri had been sent to the market alone. She complained loudly, but went. On her way back, rain began to fall. Hard, angry. The path flooded quickly. Zuri slipped and fell. Her basket rolled away. Panic rose. She tried to stand. Her ankle screamed. Darkness approached. That was when she heard footsteps. 2 young men emerged from the trees. They smiled, not kindly. Fear, real fear, wrapped around Zuri's chest. She screamed. No one came. She thought of her parents, her soft bed, her careless laughter. For the first time, she understood something terrifying. Money does not follow you everywhere. Just as panic peaked, a voice thundered from the darkness. Hey! Villagers ran toward them, torches raised, voices loud. The men disappeared. Zuri collapsed. That night, she did not sleep. She shook. Mama Sade sat beside her. Now you understand, she said softly, why strength matters. Zuri nodded, tears silent. From that day, Zuri changed, not loudly, quietly. She worked harder, she listened, she apologized, she laughed genuinely, she learned to cook, to carry water, to greet elders properly. The village noticed. Respect replaced mockery. One evening, Mama Sade spoke. You are spoiled, she said, but you are not lost. Zuri cried, not from pain, from gratitude. When Zuri returned to the city months later, she returned different. She greeted the gateman. She helped her mother. She spoke with kindness. Her friends noticed. What happened to you? They asked. Zuri smiled. Life removed the cushions. A child raised only on comfort will panic at discomfort. A child raised with responsibility will survive storms. Soft life is sweet, but strength is necessary. Don't raise children who break when life touches them. Raise children who can stand. If comfort disappeared tomorrow, would you survive? Are you raising convenience or character? And if you were Zuri, would you have learned in time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share.